calling Cleona Beeson. It is May 27th at 11:29. Calling her on Google Duo. Hello. Hold on, I cannot hear you. Hmm. Uh, Not really. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I can hear you now.
Okay, couple of things. Um, you started with reunification services through Choices. Did that come this past week, Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she reschedule to come back this upcoming week?
She comes tomorrow at 4:30.
Thursday?
Yeah,
Friday.
Thursday, with just her and I.
Okay, so that's what I was calling for. Since services with Choices have started, I was wanting to see if you were willing to, or I'm sure you're willing to, but ready to accept another day a visit. So instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Services on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely, but because you want him here tomorrow for with Amanda or
No, from this point on until we go to court.
oh, okay, yeah.
So he will be there tomorrow, like at 10 o'clock. Did she want to just do a one-on-one with you and her?
Yeah, she did. I can call her and we could probably do a video either today or tomorrow morning before he gets here.
Okay, so
I'll call her.
Okay. Well, do you want to check with her first, or you want to just go ahead and start to do third?
No, I want to go ahead and start. I'm painting his room, so I'm glad you called me because I gotta go to Walmart and get the red paint. They're mixing it right now. I'm doing his room, the back wall blue, and then the other wall is half red up. And then we're doing Pokemon, and I ordered him a Pokemon duvet. That's coming in the mail. The insert's already here, and I got him yellow. It's gonna be so cute. I got him a lamp, a Pokemon lamp, and I got him a Pokemon rug and all these decals for his wall. It's gonna be awesome.
Sure it is, because you do really well with decorating.
Thanks. I just wanted to have it. I was gonna have it all painted before he got here, so I'm gonna have to run to Walmart and get it all done tonight.
Okay, and the thing about it is, I wanted to go ahead and start it this week. For one, I'm happy that she started, but also because now the halls are going to some kind of camp. I don't know, some kind of camping trip tomorrow, and they're coming back on Friday, but they're not coming back till Friday evening. If you're not ready for him tomorrow,
No, I am. I'm just gonna get the room painted today.
if you're okay, you can go with them, and then you could do your visit Saturday, Sunday.
No, I want to start it tomorrow. I want my days with him.
Okay, so 10 o'clock tomorrow, you'll be ready.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will relay the message to them
Okay.
It'll just be an extra day. It'll be Thursday instead of you getting him on
Okay,
Friday.
so it will be Thursday, every Thursday at 10 a.m. or
Thursday at 10 a.m. Until we go to court or we can decide. I mean, yeah, until we can decide something different because at least for now, they should have to start forward. But yeah, at 10
wait, you're cutting out.
we go to court on the
Yeah,
25th.
I know. So Christian told me that you told him that he was coming home on June 25th.
I told him May. I asked him what he wanted to do. He told me. So we talked like normal, and he asked me, was he coming home? I said, I don't know. It's up to the courts, but he might. So I don't know. I don't know. I did tell him I don't know, but he did say that he wanted to come home. So we talked in length about that and in detail. So he probably felt like what I told him a definite he's going home, but I told him I can't make that decision by myself. That has to be the courts to make that decision. So,
So what are you guys suggesting to the court on the 25th?
so our recommendation to the court on the 25th is an extension to the to end the extension now. So it would be an extension to the halls to end out the first extension. I know your attorney has made a recommendation to the courts. Know you are aware of Dr. Lily's report. I think the reason that there will be, well, the reason for the extension will be to get some more time so that we can do some more observation. So with you having him on Thursday, that gives you more time with Christian. That gives Agape more time to be involved prior to us getting to court. That gives me the opportunity to come to people with you instead of always seeing him with the halls. But I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, it's up
So
to the
your
court.
your extension is till September?
It is. I don't think it's September. It's whatever I think it is. It may be September.
Okay, can I ask you why? I mean, honestly, Cleona, you've never even requested my medical records ever.
What medical record?
You've never requested. My therapist, Kara, gave you my medical records. She mailed them to you. She talked on the phone with you twice. Then she mailed them to you, and then I released them again. You never requested them. You've never requested them from Solutions ever. I have documentation of it. So I need to know what has made me unstable and incapable of taking care of my child when you've never even reviewed my medical records.
I've spoken with Solutions twice.
No, you haven't. I have a record. I have. No, you have not. No, you haven't, Cleona. Yes, and I have. They gave my attorney a printed out doc that you have never requested my medical records ever.
I don't know why, because I've spoken with them. So I have yet to have gotten the written, but I've spoken with them twice to know that you are attending, and that you have ended with the therapist in December. I can't think of her name. I have it written down. But the last time I talked to them was last month, and
You should probably talk to Dr. Cotwall. Have you talked to Dr. Cotwall?
I've talked to not Dr. Copwell. I've spoken with I think it's the receptionist. I'm not sure I have her name.
Okay, well, yeah, of course I'm going because I always have been, I've always been going since I was 23. So, and I've never been inconsistent with me ever going to treatment ever. And so I just, of course I'm going, but before you guys can ask for an extension or ask, to keep my son from me till September, which I think that you should probably speak to my doctor who's treating me. you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you should definitely get a medical report from my doctor who's treating me that says I'm fine.
You're absolutely correct, and I've requested that. Like I said, I've spoken with them twice. My last time speaking with them was last month. So I know we're engaged. I can attest to that because the person that I spoke to told me that. Now, have I received the records yet? I have not received a written record yet, but I have requested it. So by the time we go to court, I should have it.
Okay, I'll call and follow up with that.
I want you to.
Absolutely, I will. And also, I need to know who is around my son and myself that causes us to have that can relapse in some kind of behavior. Because if my mother and my sister are not allowed to be around my son, which they haven't been around him in 6 weeks because of what you said, I need to know why are they bad influence on my son and myself, my mother and my sister.
Well, there's a strained relationship between both you and your mother. That's not true?
I'm sorry.
That's not true. That
Well,
there's a strained relationship between you and your mother, and the back and forth does cause Christian anxiety because it causes you anxiety when you guys are not on good terms. Is that true as well? Is that a
I mean,
true
my
statement?
mom, my mom and I are not on bad terms. Neither is my sister, and I just quit talking, like letting him come around because of what was said. And I was like, well, if nobody's around Christian, nothing can be said. So, if Christian's having anxiety not being around his aunt, because I told him he's not allowed to be around his aunt anymore, or his mom, or his grandma, that's because you guys said it.
But no one actually told you that he's not allowed to be around them.
I specifically said we want an extension because Miss Hargrove has people in her home that causes her to relapse with behavior in Christian. So because that was said, I said they can't be around him anymore.
With you, with you, it causes anxiety in you when you're having issues with your mom.
I'm not
It
having
causes
issues with my mother, and I wasn't having issues with my mother, Quiana.
entire life
I've never had
behavior.
issues with my mother ever. I've never had issues with my mother. I had issues with Stan. Let's get that straight.
Okay. And because of the issues with Stan and your mom, when they've been together, there's been a lot of turmoil back and forth. For a long time, your mother wouldn't even engage or have any type of relationship or conversation because she's reported herself, not Stan, that she's reported herself that there's been issues between you two. And that she's not only has this caused you anxiety, but it has caused her anxiety. It has caused her depression. So
But she also called and told you that she was misinformed and lied to by Stan about everything that was going on because he was lying to her and nothing was true. And she called you and she told you all this. It was about a 45-minute conversation. I was sitting right next to her when she called you on speaker.
he has, but there has been an incident since then, correct?
No, and you don't have any text messages from me saying that I was suicidal ever. No, those text messages do not exist.
And it's your mom, not you, your mom, correct? There's been an
My
incident
mom,
since.
my mom and Stan were in an argument where her and Shannon were on the road visiting family. And if my mom was being dramatic and telling Stan she was suicidal because she was trying to affect him, that's nothing to do with me. And she was
It's
not
not.
suicidal. My mom was at the salon getting her hair and her nails done when all of this.
But,
So that's not being
but
suicidal.
here's the thing: we want to make sure that issues between you and your mom does not cause you to have anxiety. It does not cause, and it's not so much of Christian. It's more of you and your ability to be able to continue to parent him in an appropriate way without these outside stressors causing you any type
Right. Well, I'm not having any outside stressors. I don't have it. Everything's fine. And I've never not been able to take care of my son ever.
I want you to continue to do that, but I don't want you to feel like, well, Christian's not supposed to have any type of communication or
Well,
contact.
that's the way it came off in a report that I read myself with my own eyes.
So no one has said that he's not able to have any contact. What is being said is we would like for you to independently reside in your home with Christian without your mom residing there and or Shannon and her boyfriend.
My
Because
sister's
Christian has,
engaged. He's a chemical engineer, and Christian is not scared of him. He's never been scared of him, and Christian wants to see him. But because you guys said he's scared of him,
but you know where that came from? That didn't come from Stan or your mom. That came from Christian.
Christian told you he was scared of Jason.
He did.
He told me he never said that.
He has.
Why would he be scared of Jason when he wants
I
Jason
don't,
here all the time?
and that's why I was wondering: is it a different Jason? Is this the same boyfriend that she's had,
Jason is a chemical engineer who drives a Porsche. Christian loves his Porsche. My sister wears a $20,000 diamond on her finger.
In the last 2 weeks,
he hasn't seen him in 6 weeks.
He has said something completely different. But prior to that, he has stated, and it's not only been to me that he has reported that.
Jason buys him all kinds of toys. His birthday, they went all out for his birthday. That is not true, and he cries. He said, Mommy, I want Jason to come over and boo-boos. And I said, they can't, because you told Quiana that you're scared of Jason, and I'm sorry, Christian, he can't. And he started crying.
For the last, I guess it's been probably 3 weeks, and I believe that you have kept them away because he has not reported that they are there. But prior to that, that's why I continuously was asking you, did they live there? Because
no, they don't live here, and they've never spent the night here either, ever.
But you know that he was saying that they lived there.
They don't live here. No, my mother lived here. My mother was sleeping in Christian's bed. My mom.
I know that I've never seen them there, but he has reported that they lived there.
No. Why would they live here? Why?
I don't know, but I saw him last. I said, does Boo Boo and Jason still live with your mom? He said no. I said, okay, so they don't live there. He said no. But prior to that, he was stating that they lived there.
No, they don't live here. They never have lived here. They never have. Like, they came here on the weekends because he wanted to see them.
And he's probably confused about with everything that's going on, with everything that's being said to him, without all the questions that's being asked of him. He may be confused.
They've never lived here, Quiana, and I swear on ever getting both of my kids back, they have never lived here. I have no reason to lie about it. And, I feel like the bad guy because Christian wants to see his family, and I tell him no because I see this report that says that he's throwing a fit on Friday, doesn't want to come here and see me, that he's miserable, and that he's being forced to see me. I'm seeing a report that he's scared of Jason. I'm seeing a report that my sister and my mother have bad influences, and Jason has bad influences on me and Christian. All these negative things. So if they're not around, nothing can be said. And that's pretty sad. That's even happened. Because he should be able to see his family.
As long as they're not living with you, you can have whomever you want.
They don't live here. I don't need them to live here. Why would I? My mother showed up at my door with a broken nose and herpes. Stan cheated on her, gave her sexual herpes, and then on top of that, he broke her nose. My mother turned her back on me, and she chose a man over me. Would that upset me? Yes, it has upset me. But the thing is, that's my mother, and she shut up at my door, and I wasn't going to shut my door in her face, Quiana. That's my mom.
I know.
And so, you forgive your parents, and I want, so I took her in for 10 weeks. She was here, and there was no fighting. There was no nothing negative here at all going on. Period. Not one confrontation between my mother and I ever happened. And her and Stan now, on the other hand, them fighting, that's on them. It has nothing to do with me and Christian. It has nothing to do with me. So, with the fact that my mother has not been here in 6 weeks is because, and my sister and Jason is because of what's been said. So, I need to, Christian needs to be able to see his family, I feel like.
If you want to be protective in that capacity, that's fine. If you don't want to have anything else stated, what I'm telling you is, if you're going to have, as long as, like you're saying, this is not the Jason that he's supposedly afraid of.
No, there's not even been a Jason that he's ever been afraid of. My sister was married to Steve and Jimmy. And then she was with Kenny for 10 years. Jason is, I don't understand where this Jason thing came from, him being scared of Jason, because.
Who rides a bike? Is that Jason?
Nobody rides. Oh, a motorcycle? Yeah, that's it. My sister's boyfriend, or her fiance. Did he say why he was scared of him?
He won't.
That is weird because he's like the nicest guy ever and the best dad with his kids. Like, I mean, this guy is, very wealthy, educated guy, and he's so nice and he's so thoughtful and sweet to Christian, and he's never disciplined him. He's never said no to him. He's never been mean to him, ever. If anybody was ever mean to my son, I don't believe in spanking. I don't even believe in discipline hardly. You know that. I struggle with that. And so I would never let anybody ever discipline my child, ever, besides myself.
So he's never stated any of this to you at all?
No, he's wanted him to come over, and I've told him no. I said, Christian, you told the Halls and Quiana that you're scared of him, and I can't have him over here. And he cried. Then I look like the bad guy,
That's
And I don't want to even have
fine.
to tell a 5-year-old this. Like, but how? What do I say? Why can't he come over? I mean, him and Boo Boo's. Like, I mean, what? I mean, I have to tell him. I'm going to be honest. I know. I'm trying to word it in a way that can be. I mean, that's not me saying no, even if I, me saying no, period, he cried. And
Did so he's never explained to you or expressed to you any fear of him at all?
no, no, not at all. If he has ever told me that, I would tell Jason that he can never be around Christian again. That's me and that's my personality. I mean, the only thing that he said that Joseph Hall spanks him, and he has said that Stan has spanked him. That's the only thing that he has said about anybody.
Okay, you back up because it broke. I couldn't hear you. You said he was afraid of who?
He said he's afraid of Joseph. Joseph spanks him, but he quit spanking after Zach stepped in. And then he said that Stan has spanked him. He told me that both of them have spanked him. And I don't believe in spanking, but I'm on the extreme, but corporal
And so
punishment is not acceptable. And
you completely denied that as well.
he
So
told
those
me, he told Shannon, he told Jason over and over again. He's scared. He was scared of everybody, him getting in more trouble and getting spanked again for telling. He was scared. And he still is scared. So I would not lie about that. I knew when I reported that I was going to be accused of putting that in his head. I knew that. I knew that you guys were going to say Candace brainwashed him and told him to say it, and you guys would probably take my visitation away from me. I knew it. And I still said I'm doing the right thing, and I'm still reporting it because it's not right. And I risked everything by reporting that.
withhold any type of information, but if that is what you've been reported, then
We have
that's
him
what
on. We have him recorded saying it.
do you still have the recording?
Yep.
And you know he's denied that to me and Zach.
Yep. Because he doesn't. And he said, "Mommy, who's Zach?" I mean, Zach's good with him, but Zach went to the Hall's house the first time he asked him. He went to the Hall's house to ask him that at the Hall's house. Why? I don't know. Why would he do that? And then he came here, and then Christian was scared, and he told him no again. So, and Zach's like, Candace, he said, it's not that I don't believe him. He's like, I know that you're not lying about it. I mean, I've been accused of everything underneath the sun, everything. And so, I knew that would be, held against me by even reporting this. So, Zach was like, Candace, I can't do anything unless he tells me. He has to tell me. And I said, well, but Zach said, but I made the Halls go into a contract with me that corporal punishment was not acceptable, only timeout. And if I hear anything different, so they had promised me, and Christian said that he stopped spanking him. He has stopped spanking him after Zach stepped in. So as long as that stopped, it's all that matters. At least I helped the situation stop.
Okay. So the good thing about it is that you'll get more time with Christian, and then we will have the opportunity to see you and Christian together versus just on the weekends, because I don't work on the weekends, so I can't attest or document any type of interaction between you two because I haven't seen that occur since like February.
Right.
So hopefully, with the start of the Thursdays, I can go ahead and schedule with you on one of those days, and then maybe I'm not sure what the worker's name is from. What's her name?
Who? Some
The worker.
choices? Amanda?
So hopefully with that, she's also going to be coming out more frequently since she'll have more time. Did she come Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Okay. Is she planning to do every Friday?
I don't know.
Okay. I was off on Friday, so I reached out to her, and I'm waiting for her to give me a call back to see what her schedule is like. So that's another person that will be able to provide a report to the courts.
She says she doesn't provide reports to the court.
Why wouldn't she?
I don't know. I asked her if she does, and she said she doesn't.
Okay. So I'll talk to her. And even if she doesn't provide a report to the court, she can definitely provide it to the agency, because that's the that's one of the purposes for
Right, and she can provide one to Zach. You and Zach. Yeah. Maybe not to the
you know,
court. Maybe she provides it to you and Zach.
you'll get to spend more time with you and Christian, and again, we'll have um, more reports that will, either go in your favor or, and I don't see it not going in your favor.
I just need to know, like, I mean, you asked for one extension. You've never told me what I was doing or why. And then you're asking for another extension. You've never told me what I was doing wrong or why. So if you don't
Correct.
tell me why what I'm doing wrong, how can I fix it? When I've asked you about it, you said you went to the bathroom and you were peeing and you knew nothing about it. So I need to know what I'm doing wrong.
What you're doing wrong at this point is we need to be able to observe you as well as Christian in your home. There's been some inconsistencies between what you've reported versus what Christian has reported. The only way that we will be able to monitor this situation is to actually be engaged and be able to monitor it. So Christian is reporting. So you were reporting that he doesn't want to go back to the halls and that he has anxiety leaving you and going back to the halls, and then they're reporting the same thing with starting at the visits. When I see Christian at the home, he has also reported to me that he has anxiety with going to visit with you, but he's also stated to me that he wants to live at home. He no longer wants to. So it's a
So
lot
he's
of.
5 years old and he's saying he has anxiety and he's 5?
Doesn't say I have anxiety. He
What's he
just says
saying?
he feels nervous. And when I ask him
He doesn't
why,
even know what nervous is.
when I asked him why, and my take from it was that he was probably feeling like maybe he was going to get in trouble or something because of all of the things that had been back and forth that was said. Because that was after the whole incident with Mr. Hall. So it could have been that. I don't know what it was because he did not.
Absolutely, he was nervous because he's living with a man who spanks him.
So
He doesn't want him to work with him at school. I guess he gets spanks him when he doesn't do right, working with him at school, and he spanks him before he goes to bed. He's spanking him, and he had marks on his bottom.
did you take pictures?
Yes, I did. I took pictures. He's got hand marks on his bottom. He's got scratches on his bottom. Yes, he did. Don't you think I was going to take pictures of that? Yes, I was. Don't you think I record everybody? Yes, I do. Don't you think I have my ducks in a row, my I's dotted, and my T's crossed? Yes, I do.
Okay, but none of that
I'm fighting for my kids.
information was reported to me until today.
Well, you know what, Cleona? Because I guess nobody trusts you to give you anything. If you want to know the truth, because it was it's going to be held against me in a negative way. Everything is always held against me in a negative way. My kids were taken from me on December the 17th of 2018 and all hearsay, and nothing was proven beyond reasonable doubt. Nothing. No documents were provided to the court. No testimony was provided to the court, but your testimony. That was it.
And there are also documents, but
There's no documents because I filed a resist discovery. There's nothing. Nothing.
But Candace, were you able or available to show up to?
I had three court appointed attorneys that I fired because they wanted to file anything on my behalf. They never met me. They never read my case. They never did anything. So I fired all 3 of them.
Okay. But still, if you still felt like those that was information that was provided that it shouldn't have been, even if you're stating that that your son provided that information that he was upset because we've had that conversation before, right? You told me that Colin provided that information to our agency because he was upset.
No, I actually, I mean, I'm talking about the gun because I have Sebastian on audio saying that you're lying, that he never told you that, and I have him recorded. Would you like that audio?
Then you also know that that was something that he reported to his dad and them as well. So he lied to all of us, or he said that I lied.
He said you lied. I have him on audio saying it. He said he told you I was thinking about getting a gun. I never had a gun, ever. And I have not ever had a gun. And I have him on audio saying that. He didn't know he was being recorded, and you can tell didn't know he was being recorded because he was being a little jerk on the phone. But he sat there and he said, so, anyways, I'm just telling you that and then I provided documentation of my apartment being tested. I gave you documentation of me and my boys all being diagnosed with fiberglass poisoning and unintentional exposure to chemicals, and it was still said that I was hallucinating and I was taking my kids over and over again and nothing was wrong with them. And I provided this documentation to you. I provided documentation I had a job. I provided documentation that I had a place to live. I provided documentation of all this, and it was ignored. Everything was ignored.
So we have no records that stated that there was nothing, that the kids were not, they did not have anything wrong.
I sent you medical records from Mercy Fairfield Hospital. I sent you those records.
Remember when you went to Kettering as well, and they requested?
Kettering was the first place I went before I had my apartment tested, and I talked to you that day. And you talked to Sue Watkins from the EPA, and Sue Watkins told you my apartment was uninhabitable. And you called me and you told me, Miss Hargrove, you left me a voicemail and you said, I need to know if you're back in that apartment because if you are, I have to remove the kids because they're in danger. Yeah, you left me that audio.
Okay, so here's this. You have your documentation and your evidence,
and I've given it to you and Star Lisa.
But you want to know what you're doing wrong at this point and what you need to do going forward, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because I didn't do, and you said that I don't think that I needed your services. I don't, and you know what? You've never, ever, ever given me any service. You've never offered me any services. I've done everything on my own. Your agency has not provided me with anything, and you never even offered, ever, nothing. And you know what? And your agency does offer environmental testing, and it does offer temporary housing. It does, and I have it. I have documentation of that, and you never, ever, 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 ever extended that to me, ever. And I asked you for your help. And Lisa Edwards said that she would help me, Quiana. She said, call Quiana Beeson. She will help you. And you didn't.
And I can't provide you with any service that we don't have. So if I'm being told that we don't have those services, how can I give you something that I'm being told that we don't have? We don't have housing.
You know, you and I said I don't have a problem with you. Because, you know, you said, Candace, I've got people over my head. You know, I've got people that make decisions. It's not me. You and I have had a heart-to-heart. I don't have a problem with you. It's, you know, maybe, you know, you're super, I don't know who's making these calls. You know, I don't think it's you because you and I have had, you know, heart-to-heart, you know, and you've been real with me. So I'm not saying that it's you. I'm saying that, you know, I so I just want to make that clear. I don't feel that it's you.
But here's the thing. Again, I want you to be able to not feel like it's going to be used against you, especially if you feel like something is going on with Christian. That information you cannot keep to yourself. Whether you feel like it's going to be used against you or not.
I gave it to my attorney.
But would your attorney can't investigate it. You're supposed to give it to your attorney, but you're also supposed to provide that information to Zach and myself. But your attorney is supposed to get it as well. Because your attorney can't investigate the situation myself and Zach.
He said that you guys would say that I pulled his pants down and I took pictures of his bottom and that was inappropriate.
Who said that?
My attorney.
He said that we said that?
He said that you would.
Again, if Christian comes there today and has marks on him, no one will feel like you've done anything wrong to him if you take him photos.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how the conversation went. We were laying on the couch snuggling. We were watching the Jungle Bunch, okay? And he said, Mommy, is tomorrow work day? And I said, yes. And he goes, oh no. And I said, why oh no? And he said, because Joseph works with me. And he spanks me, Mommy. I said, he spanks you. I said, does he spank you with his hand or, you know? He said, yes. He hits me on my bottom. I showed it with his hand. And he said, then he spanks me at night before I go to bed. And so I immediately called my attorney. I took pictures of his bottom. And, you know, but I don't want him to be removed from the halls and put in another foster care family. You know, that'd be more traumatizing to him if you guys don't want him to come home. So
here's the thing. I want you to be completely prepared and ready. Like we got on the subject in regards to your mom. I've been working with you all for relationship between you and your mom. Haven't really had a lot of contact or communication with your sister at all. I've only seen her maybe twice at court, and the other time at your house. Um, as far as the relationship between you two, you've never really disclosed anything, any issues between the relationship between you and your sister. However, Christian stated that he's fearful of, and I'm going to just say Jason, because he says Boo Boo's boyfriend that drives the motorcycle, that's Jason, correct?
Yeah, that's him.
And that's been the same Jason this entire time that Christian has been with the Halls?
Yeah, so I won't let him around Jason anymore if that's how he feels.
That she was with when he lived with Stan and Wanda?
Yeah, she's been with Jason's for about a year and a half.
Okay. And your mom has never told you that he has stated that to her?
No. My mom loves Jason. My mom calls him and texts him all the time. She loves him.
Okay. Here's the thing. As we can see, Christian is 5. He's a very intelligent little boy, but he's 5. He has a lot going on in his little head of his because he is, I believe, very torn. I do believe that he loves the Halls. I know that he loves you and wants to return home, but there is also a whole lot of folks involved. There's us, there's Zach, he's talking to Colleen, there's a whole lot of people. He's talking to you all. I'm sure that he's talking to the Halls about what he wants to do.
Do you know that Colleen is an occupational therapist assistant, doesn't even have the credentials to be doing mental health therapy with Christian in the home at all? Did you know that?
Well, why is she employed by that agency?
She is employed as an occupational therapist assistant with associate's degree, if that. And she does not have the credentials to doing mental health services with Christian in the home at all. I ran her license. So I'm going to be very thorough with everybody. You don't have a license to be a social worker either. Neither does Starlisa. Neither one of you have a license. You don't have a license at all in anything. I did one on you too. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be thorough with anybody that's going to have an opinion about my son and I, and is going to and try to keep us away from each other and withhold us from each other. So I'm just going to be honest with you. You don't have a license, either does Starlisa and Colleen. Negative with everything that she said about me. I've read everything, and she does not even have the credentials to be doing mental health services at all with him.
Whatever information you're looking up is not accurate.
Yes, it is. I ran it at the Ohio Medical Board. Yes, it is. She doesn't have the credentials to do it, and to be doing mental health therapy, you have to have credentials to do it. You have to have a degree to do it. She doesn't have it. The truth is the truth.
Yes, and don't go back in there. So again, whether that's her credentials, whether she's a therapist or whatever, she's been hired by that agency to perform a task, and that is what she's doing. So whether she has a license for therapy, I don't know, because I've never looked that up. I have no idea. Am I a social worker? Absolutely. I am a social worker.
Do you have a license as a social worker?
I am a social worker.
Do you have a license as a social worker?
You don't have to have my license to do what I do. Starlisa is a licensed practitioner social worker. She's a supervisor. She has the license to do what she's doing.
That's not what the medical board says.
Okay. Well, maybe you're looking up the wrong information, because she has the credentials, as do I, and I've been doing this now for over 15 years. So, again,
I'm not trying to attack anybody, Cleona. I'm just saying when somebody's putting their opinion in about my son and I and him being not home with me, of course I'm going to do my homework and I'm going to do my investigative duty as a parent to investigate anybody who's saying anything about me or my child.
You're supposed to. However,
and I absolutely will, and I absolutely have.
And it is your right to continue to fight for what you feel like is in the best interest of Christian, as you are doing. You have hired an attorney. You want your son back. You're going to use the evidence that you have to say why you're a fit, fair parent and why you should have your son back in your home on the 25th. And on our side, we're going to present the information and evidence that we have.
And what evidence do you have to say that I can't take care of my son?
We're stating that we would like to have more time. That is
what you guys did not start reunification services when it was court ordered on February the 6th. You guys asked for a doctor to do a psychological assessment on me, and it didn't even happen until September. And then I rescheduled one time. I did not miss 2 times. One time because I had food poisoning, and that was rescheduled to October the 31st. She ended her last appointment with me and my son on January the 21st of 2020, and my attorney had to subpoena her report, and she hadn't even started writing it, and that was 4 months later.
When I talked to you last, what I told you was whatever the outcome of Dr. Lily's report, if she has no additional services that she's recommending you to do, then I believe that our agency will be able to go forward with either reunification or ask that you complete the services that she's recommended you do.
She recommended 0, so why isn't reunification happening, Quiana?
Here's the thing. Again, you've just stated it yourself. I'm not the only person that makes the decision. So maybe I shouldn't have spoke and said that I believe that you would be able to reunify if there's no other, because what I told you is we can just agree to your attorney's motion and go forward with that. We wouldn't be able to file our own motion. We would just go forward with the attorney's motion and agree to that. Well, that's not what's happening. So at this point, the only thing I can continue to do is do what I'm being told to do, work with the family.
You know what? You never even have met with me every month. You were supposed to meet with me every single month, do a face-to-face with me every single month. When you saw no more danger, you were supposed to return my son. There was like 6 months that you never even had contact with me, and I have it all documented. So then all of a sudden, when I retained Tom, and you see that he's a serious federal attorney, oh, now it's every single month you want to talk to me. That's kind of weird.
No, why was I not having contact with you?
Because you chose not to. Because I started talking to you guys in February of 2019. I moved to my apartment March 20th of 2019, and you were here in March. And I have completely been open with you ever since you said I'm not made myself available to the agency the majority of the case. That's not true, because I did not make myself available from December until February. That was only 3 months. And from February until now, all the way through, I've made myself available. I've not canceled one time. I have met with you every single time you want to meet with me. I have never once ever told you no. So I want to know why is that, and I also want to know why that Stan, I'm being accused of canceling all this visitation.
So I'm not seeing you every month?
No. No. You saw me. You were here in March, Quiana, and then you were here again in October, then again in December, and you haven't been here since. You saw me in May and June at the agency, and you'd not see me again until court, until November. You saw me October. So it went from June all the way until October when you came here. So that was what, July, August, September. You didn't come here. You didn't talk to me not one time.
We had a meeting at the agency in June.
Yeah, and we not talk to you in July or August or September or at the end of October.
Met with Starlisa while I was on strike, right or wrong.
That was in the review with Nathan in I believe September.
So that's contact. We only have to have monthly contact with you.
You have not had monthly contact with me, and I have it all documented. Don't you think I have everything documented?
So again, that's the information I would like for you to report to the court. Because here's the thing. I would like for us to be able to work together civilly. I don't want to have to.
Well, I want to know why you said that I have inappropriate conversations with Christian about death. I don't talk to him about death. He asked me if I was ever going to die and Sam was ever going to die. I don't talk to my son inappropriately about anything. So I want to know why that was said. I want to know why you said that I told you that Dr. Lily knew Oprah Winfrey and her and I were having a dinner with Oprah. Why did you say that?
Remember having that conversation?
I never told you that. You're lying.
Okay.
Why would I tell you that Dr. Lily knew Oprah Winfrey? Why would I tell you that, Quiana?
I don't know.
I never did. You're lying. You're straight up lying. Let's put you on a polygraph. Let's just see how that goes. Why do you want to sabotage me so badly? You are on a mission to sabotage me. You are on a mission. Don't you think that I know that the halls have custody first until September, and then October is my 24-month review, and they've had it for a year? Don't you think that I know that they can file for full custody of him and they have the same rights as I do? Don't you think I know that? Don't you think I know what your agency is up to? Don't you think I know that you guys want to have him adopted out? Yes, you do.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing. I've always told you ultimately the plan for the agency is to work reunification.
I just want to know why you have lied on me continuously. Why?
So to you, you're looking at it as a lie.
It's a lie. You're telling me that I told you. You're telling me I told you that Dr. Lily knew Oprah Winfrey. Come on now.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not sure again what we're gonna get out of going back and forth. We're not. So again, I'm gonna go back to this. What we're requiring or what we're asking that you do going forward from this point forward is to work with the reunification services, which you're doing. I will reach out to her and find out whether or not she's scheduled, what date she's scheduled.
You're cutting out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. I will let her know that we've extended the visitation so that he's coming now on Thursday. So he'll be there from Thursday until Sunday, which will give her a lot more flexibility to come out and see you all. I've never spoken with her. How many hours she's going to be putting in with you all. Now that Christian will be with you more, would like to come and Christian at your home versus just always seeing him at the hall residence. Trying to think what else. It will start on tomorrow at 10 o'clock and it will go forward from this point on. So every Thursday until the court, it will be Thursday leading into Sunday, your regular time. Trying to think what else. I think that's it. You're still meeting with him every week.
I can't hear you.
Still meeting with him every week.
Who?
Christian. At 2 o'clock for FaceTime calls.
On Wednesdays.
Okay.
Heather took the other days away from me. She won't let me talk to him.
Okay. Any changes in your medication, are you back to seeing them actually physical contact, or is it still telemed?
I do video visits with Dr. Cotwall, and if you would request my medical records, you would see that, and you would see that I am completely fine. This is what's ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you what's ridiculous. What's ridiculous is that I am looked in a negative light based on my reaction to my children being withheld from me. Doctor, and my kids are being looked in a negative light as a reaction to me because of them being withheld from me. Both of them being in therapy, and myself.
Let's not talk about, because we're not dealing with Colin at all. We haven't.
Well, yeah, you've talked to him, haven't you? Because you said it in the report you did. Why are you talking to my son when you have nothing to do with him right now? Why are you talking to Sebastian when children's services case is closed with him? Why are you still talking to my son? Why?
I'm not sure why the hostility in animosity right now.
I'm angry. I'm very angry, and I have every right to be angry because you've not returned my children to me, and you're still talking to my son in Oklahoma that you have nothing to do with. Why?
Have you been able to talk to Colin?
I've talked to him.
Okay.
Well, I just want to know why you are.
You've asked him and he's told you, right?
No, I read it in a report from you.
You read it
There's nothing that my attorney does not disclose with me. I've read all kinds of reports from you, Quiana, and it's ridiculous what you've said. I can't believe the things that you've said.
So here's the thing. So when I come out to see you in Christian, I'm going to try to do it when the worker from Choices is there.
Let me ask you something. And be honest with me and be real with me. Be honest with me.
Let me finish it. I'm going to try to do it when she's there. Hopefully, it's during a time when I'm at work, so that you'll have someone else there, so that it won't be any issues. So you have another witness, okay? So when I do come out to see you and Christian at the home, I'm going to try to request it when she's out there. If that,
I just want to ask you something, and I'm trying not to have a personal, with you.
okay.
What is pushing you to keep my son from me? What is it? Is it money? Because I know that the agency gets $250,000 if Christians adopted by the Halls. $250,000 is a big price tag, Quiana. So what is it? Money driving you guys? Like, what is it? My son not being damaged, not being a physically abusive child or sexually abused, not being a damaged kid that has behavioral problems, and the only behavioral problems he's had because he's been withheld from his mom and put in a
Money,
strange home.
hold on. You feel like it's money attached to Christian, and I'm getting money to adopt him out. That's what you feel.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to tell you that that's not accurate, but I can't change the way you feel.
It's not
So
the way I feel, it's what I've read and I've talked to attorneys about. Several attorneys.
if an attorney has told you that,
Absolutely.
well, again, ultimately the goal is for Christian to reunify with you.
Absolutely, but you're not letting that happen because you think you're always come up with something.
Here's the thing: the homes cannot adopt Christian. They don't have permanent custody. The only way for Christian to be adopted out is for the agency to receive permanent custody. You've never heard that mentioned at all.
The thing of it is, if the Halls have Christian until September, October is my 24-month review, and they will have him for 12 months, and they can, too, get full custody of him and then adopt him. Yes, they can.
Me a question, but you're not allowing me to answer. We don't have permanent custody of Christian. He's not in the custody of the agency. He's in the temporary custody of the halls. Your rights have not been revoked. The only way that they can adopt him is for your rights to be revoked. Even if they have received legal custody of him, that does not revoke your rights. So they cannot adopt him. So let's be clear about that. The agency, the only way that the agency is able to have any child placed up for adoption is if the agency receives permanent custody. We don't have any type of custody over Christian. Okay? So let's be clear about that. You've never heard us state that we are requesting permanent custody of Christian. That is the only way that Christian would ever be able to be placed up for an adoption. If still does not revoke your rights. So you would have all of the same rights to visitation, rights to education, rights to decide where Christian resides, all of those rights. I'm sure you're very intelligent and you know the law a lot better than a whole lot of people, and maybe even myself, because that is not what I do. So I'm free.
So please don't insult my intelligence because I'm telling you, I can school you in a second. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but damn.
But you are. You're being offensive, and I don't understand why.
Because I have read reports that you have flat out lied. You said I talked about death to Christian. That I said Dr. Lily knows Oprah Winfrey. That I put a gun to my kid's head and said I was going to kill them and kill myself. You have said over and over that I was on drugs, that I'm an alcoholic, that I didn't have a job, that I didn't. It's been over. You know how many lies I've documented? Over 100. I believe it's about 118.
Let's be clear. Am I the only person that are making these? Where do you feel like these accusations are coming from?
Because I've read them in complaints, and I've read them in reports, and I've read them. I have read and read and read.
From thin air, or do you believe that these are reports that's being provided to the agency?
No, I believe that you're making the shit up. You want to know the truth?
Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Going
I think that you have personal vendetta against me, and you have made it your sole mission to just demolish me and my family, and you've done it.
I don't. But going forward, I will ensure that even if the worker from Choices cannot be there when I come, I will ensure that I bring someone with me so that there is someone else there.
Does it even matter? Because y'all stick together. Do you know that I'm friends with the supervisor there? I'm friends with the supervisor there. I'm not going to tell her name. She is the same equal to Star Lisa, and she has read my whole case, and she said it's all bullshit. But she doesn't want to lose her job. And she was my sister's best friend. She's known my family her whole life, and she knows me, and she knows my kid. And she has said it's complete bullshit. But she can't lose her job because she's got to take care of her kids. That's pretty sad that she's scared. And Tom won't put her on blast and put her on and do that to her because he doesn't want her to lose her job. He's respecting her.
Okay. So again, I'm sure she's also talked to you about the chain of command. So again, you know that I don't make decisions on my own. You know how to use the chain of command. You know how, if you feel like you can't get what you need to get out of me or from me, then you know how to go to Star Lisa, and then you know how to go to her manager, and then you know how to go to Star Lisa's manager, all the way up to whomever.
I do. I have everybody's names, and I have. I'm just saying. I'm saying to you. Don't.
No,
I mean, I'm saying to you need to save your own ass because I'm telling you this much. If you're not the one saying this shit, then you need to tell me you're not the one saying this shit, and you better save your own ass because I'm telling you, I'm coming after you.
And that's fine. You have to do what you have to do.
No, Quiana, if you're not the one saying this shit, then you need to tell me who's saying it. Who's saying it, Quiana?
Listen to what I'm telling you.
And it's between you and I swear on my kids, ever getting my kids back, I will never repeat it again. I will never throw you under the bus. I will never put your job on the line. Just tell me the truth. Who's pulling the strings?
You have every right to use your chain of command. You have every right to have your voice be heard. You have attorney.
I'm saying, I listen. You and I have had a serious heart-to-heart, and you're a good person. So I need to know who is behind it.
If this is things that you can use that in court. I mean, this is your evidence. So if you feel like that, use this information.
If I feel like you're a good person and you've been honest with me and you had a heart to heart me and I trust you and I like you and these things are being said and things are being played into, like I said, I swear on me ever getting Christian back and me ever having Sebastian. I swear, Quiana. I just need to know who was pulling the strings.
What difference is that going to make? What do you mean who's pulling the strings?
Things are being said it's not true, and if it's not you saying it, then I need to know who is. And I promise you, I would never in a million years risk your livelihood, ever. Ever.
The thing at this point is, it's all about observation. It's all about monitoring and observation. You have an extra day with Christian at this point.
Okay, well, observation. This, it was said. You said on the witness stand that was having inappropriate visits with Christian, but when Starlisa, we had this review, she said all of the monitor, employees that did all the monitor visits said I was more than appropriate with my son. So how is it that when the judge asked you, why is she so?
I've never stated that you've been inappropriate.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said it on the stand when I was there with Zach in November. Yes, you did.
Inappropriate conversations around Christian. Yes,
no, you said I was inappropriate with Christian during visits, and that's why I still had supervised visits because she asked you why I did on the stand, and you said I was inappropriate.
Okay, so if that was the case, why are you having
what?
Why are you having unsupervised visits with Christian now?
Because the magistrate ordered them, not because of you. You didn't want me to have unsupervised visits. You wanted me to continue to have supervised visits, and you have. Let's tell the truth.
How are they supervised?
I'm sorry?
How are they being supervised now?
They're not supervised now because the magistrate ordered it, not you. Okay. And you still have fought for it not to be. You guys took 3 visits away from me without a court order illegally, and I could have put a contempt charge on you. Yes, I could have, and I did call the police on the house because my attorney told me to, and it was they withheld him illegally, and so did you. twice with them, once with you. And don't I have the contempt charges all written up and to file against you guys? Yes, I do, and I haven't done it, so thank me.
We don't have custody. We don't have the
You
ability.
took my visit from me with Christian for a weekend, Quiana. Don't lie. Yes, you did. And you said, "Oh, Cam's suicidal. One is suicidal. They got in a fight." That's not true. And you said, "Oh, I got text messages to prove it." They say it didn't happen, but I got text messages to prove it. You lied about that too. You
Okay.
just lie.
Again, your attorney before the attorney that you have now, I'm sure he told you the same thing I'm telling you. We cannot withhold the visitation. We don't have.
Yeah, you can't, and you did.
All have the ability to determine whether or not, even though they're not supposed
You
to
took
give
a power of a judge, and you canceled my visit.
we're gonna end the conversation because it's just like it's going somewhere that is
No, I think that we need to hash it out. I think that we need to figure this out between the two of you and I, because if we don't, there's not going to be any trust, and we're never going to be able to work together, and you're never going to return my son. So I need to get to the bottom of it. What is motivating you to lie?
here it is again. I'm gonna say this again. The ultimate goal is reunification. At this point going forward, I will not come there unless there is the worker from choices, or I will bring someone with me so that you can feel comfortable with what is being said. Okay,
I'm comfortable with what's being said because I record you, so it doesn't matter.
that's fine. So what's going forward, Christian will be there tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and then you'll just have them back to the halls at the normal time that you have them back. I will get with the worker, but you also call her and let her know. Because,
And I'm sure you're gonna say after this conversation that I was combative and I was unstable and I was inappropriate and all this stuff. I'm just waiting for that report to come out so I can read that one that my attorney will subpoena.
make sure you call the worker from choices and let her know that Christian's going to be there tomorrow in the event that he probably wants to meet with you by yourself, just to give her heads up. I'll call her as well to introduce myself to her and to see when she's planning to come out again. Probably not this week, but maybe in 2 weeks in June. So a week in June when she's planning to come out, I'll come out and see you.
Let me ask you something. Do you think it's better for Christian to be with a family that was a stranger, not friends, not strangers? Do you think it's better for him to be with them?
We're not going to go there. Okay? We're not going to go there. I'll call Zach because no one knows about the extended visits yet, including Zach or
We're not gonna go there because you do.
so I'll let Zach know. I'll send him an email and I'll make sure that you're attached on that email to let them know that the visits are going to be extended. And then I'll also Zach that needs to know, and then I'll talk to all as well to let them know to have Christian at the meeting place tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Okay? You can just confirm because when I get off the phone with you, let's see, you'll talk to them at 2 o'clock with this hall to just want to make sure because I
You
talked
should
to
tell the
him.
Halls that they should probably stop having inappropriate conversations about me in front of Christian because he said to me that, Mommy, the Halls say you talk bad about Heather. I've never said one thing bad about Heather. And the Halls say that they don't know how you're buying me anything because you're broke. And the Halls say that you're a liar.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, I'm telling you about it.
When I'm not there, I'm not really sure. But when you talk to them today, just confirm, just say, I talked to Quiana and she told me that she's gonna, so make sure that you guys will be ready to meet with me at 10 o'clock. You guys are meeting at McDonald's still,
Yep.
so you can confirm with them at 2. And then, like I said, I'll email Zach, attach you on it, and I will get with the worker from Choices, but just make sure you call her in the day, tomorrow. And so she'll be there Friday when she comes. And then I will follow up with Dr. Kittredge.
Who?
Dr. What's Dr.
Dr. Cotwall?
Cotwall.
Yeah, you should probably do that. That's pretty important, in regards to your extension.
Listen, I'll get with Dr. Caldwell. Are you still seeing the case manager?
No, she quit. I don't need her. The case manager is just for welfare. I don't need it. I don't need her to help me in any way. Her and I became friends, and
She was very beneficial to you, so you don't want to try to get
how is she
another.
beneficial to me?
But she helped you with a lot of stuff.
Like what?
She didn't help you with a lot of your appointments and things of that sort.
Not at all.
Okay, I thought that's what you told me. But okay.
She's became a friend, and her and I talked as a friend. Like, we became good friends, and we talked all the time as friends. But no, she did not help me with anything.
Okay, well, if you don't need to, I'm not sure. I think in most places you have to have a case manager as long as you're receiving like in-somatic services.
All I need is my psychiatrist, and that's all I need.
Well, I'll get with them as well, and then I'm trying to think, is there anything additional at this point, service-wise, that you feel like you need from the agency?
I don't even know what there is, because you've never offered me any services, so I don't even know what you are even talking about.
So is that a no or a yes, or is there anything that you think as far as you or Christian, because you're seeing him, he's receiving counseling. Is there anything additional that you think?
My when I have Christian back, him and I are going to therapy at Solutions.
I think that's a good idea.
We are going to go to therapy, and we might start therapy now at Solutions since he's going to be here on Thursdays.
And then are you still, I know we talked about the plan going forward as far as school. You would still keep him at the same school he's at, or would you take him?
No, I'm not taking him at the same school. Absolutely not.
And the only reason why I ask you that is because I would let you know that, there's a whole application process and stuff that you would need to do.
I know that school very well. They were one of my accounts at Dr. Pepper, and I'm friends with um, Jeremiah Collins. He's one of my good friends, and I was there one of my accounts at Dr. Pepper. I provided them with all kinds of services to help them raise money and get their seniors to
Okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to be
No,
sure.
I'm not gonna go there because I'm embarrassed because my son was removed, illegally, and I'm just gonna say it, and on false allegations and all hearsay and nothing proven. So no, I'm not gonna have my son go back there while I have him because it's embarrassing to me.
Okay,
He will be going to
fine.
Franklin schools, public schools, and that's where he'll be going.
That's fine. I just was going to say I can assist you with getting that paperwork, and I can.
Well, he probably won't be going there anyways, right? Because you're asking the halls to have custody of him. So
Okay.
so why does it even matter? Why are you even asking me that?
Because I was going to help you get the paperwork. But
Why would you need to get the paperwork if he's not gonna have? I'm not gonna have custody of him.
in the event that you do, I would like to be proactive. So in the event that if he comes home in June, I would like to be able to assist you with him transition. Okay. That's.
I don't need your help. I'm completely capable of doing everything on my own, like I have been this entire case, without any y'all's without your help. Period. None.
Okay.
Zero.
So here's the thing. We're gonna end the call. I'm going to call the hall and let them know about 10 o'clock. I know you have your appointment with Christian, so they'll be prepared to drop him off tomorrow at 10. Okay.
Okay, so there's nothing that I can do differently to change your extension, right? There's nothing that you can tell me what I've done wrong and why I'm incapable of being a parent.
I thought I already told you what
You just want more time to observe, which you all dropped the ball on that because you dropped the ball with even having that happen. So,
Okay. Why don't you want to call and talk? Have you talked to Starlisa lately? Why don't you call and talk to her
about what?
about the questions and the concerns that you have?
She's not going to help me. You guys are in kahuna. You guys are thick as thieves, and you guys both have the same criminal record.
Well, if you don't want to talk to Starlisa, call and talk to her supervisor, or call and talk to Fair. You have their number. If you feel like things are not going up in the way in which it should be going, then you should call Fair.
Okay, I will.